people who are here faithfully giving of their talents, our hospitality team, of course, and all the wonderful good food that each and every one of you brought to share with us. We're all going to be enjoying it together in a sense of real celebration of the bounty and goodness of God. Thank you. And this is what it's all about. So turn to someone and say, thank you. I appreciate you. Let's offer this wonderful words of gratitude. That's right, and appreciation that we are blessed and truly we're in that wonderful spirit. So let me ask you this. Do you ever stop to think that you are a spiritual and mental broadcasting station? That's right. That's right. That's really what you are. You're broadcasting out. You're sending out something so wonderful in messages to the world. You may not constantly be aware of that, but that's truly who we are. As we look around this room, all these wonderful broadcasting stations that are broadcasting, sending out wonderful messages. You see, since everything we know moves in circles, then the messages that you're broadcasting are actually coming back to you. Do you realize that life is this wonderful boomerang experience? What you put out comes back. What you sow, you reap. This wonderful consciousness that we embrace when we realize, what am I putting out? Because what I'm putting out is what I'm receiving. What I'm sending forth is what's coming back to me. As I'm casting my bread upon the waters, as Scripture says, it returns, it comes back to you. It's washed back up, you might say. That what you put out is coming back in this wonderful energy for us. You know, we're told that the messages we send out create this mental atmosphere, a mental atmosphere. Because our thoughts, our feelings and emotions, our faiths, our fears, they tend to make an imprint on our environment. Do you know that? They do. In fact, did you know that their studies have shown us that you can influence your pets? Yes, that's right. Dogs, cats, and canaries in a study have been proven to feel and experience the very energy that you've been putting out, that you've been sharing, that to an extent where they actually can become neurotic or unhappy when they experience any kind of anger or frustration or energy or criticism in the world around them or in the home where they exist. So when we think about that, we think about the energy that we're sending out, the signals as a broadcasting system that we're offering. Because there's a place where our bodies begin to leave off, but our mind has no such limitations. Our thoughts, the energy of thinking, the creativity of mind, is scientifically proven it has no limitations. And it sends forth and it goes forth in wonderful waves to the world around us and returns right back because our thoughts actually penetrate everything. Your thoughts of anger can penetrate the world around you. Your thoughts of joy can penetrate the world around you. Your thoughts of thanksgiving and gratitude and appreciation can touch others around you. So that what you're thinking and that what you're caring about is your intentions and your reasons for why you're doing all these things are coming about, and they're actually sending out these signals that touch and impact the world around you. You know that we're living in a world of great fear. A lot of people are afraid. There's all kinds of fear, and people responded in all kinds of ways to fear of the world around them and thinking what tomorrow may bring or not bring for them. So with that and that energy of fear, they're sending out these thoughts, and we're creating a world that's being permeating with an energy of fear. And so today, more than ever, our calling to be people of the light of goodness is so important. To be sharing and broadcasting this energy of love and understanding of the positive. You know, that's one of the greatest things that you can do for your world right now is check what kind of signals you're sending out. What are you broadcasting to the world around you? Because we're also then receiving signals from one another as well. You know that we are receiving, but we don't always receive every signal, you know. So here's how it works. You know, you may listen to a certain program on the radio, and, you know, you have to tune it in to that station, don't you? You know, because we don't get every station. What you can imagine what it'd be like if you got into your car, you turned the radio on, and 100 stations were broadcasting at once. You know, that would be kind of crazy. And you're, whoa, I can't even drive. I can't even hear. But aren't you grateful that the station you've selected is the one that tunes in? You see, the programs, all these stations, are broadcasting signals. Right now, do you know that there's broadcasting signals in this room? All kinds. But people will only receive the signal that they're in tune to. How essential it is that we're tuning in to the right signals, because we want to be receptive of the good. We want to be receptive of that which is out there in our world and our universe, that's sharing for us the positive, uplifting outlooks in life, that is there encouraging and supporting us. And let me tell you this, if you're sending it out, I want to receive it, so I need to be in tune. And if you're not receiving it, well, get in tune, because this is our whole journey of our life, tuning in as this broadcasting station to send out signals, and particularly sending out the signal of gratitude. That's right. There's a frequency that we need to tune into. A frequency. That's right. An energy of gratitude. You see, everything is matter. Let's explain it. We'll do a little science in our church as we look at things, because science and spirituality are not opposing one another. They're actually coming closer and closer together as science awakens to spiritual truth. Spiritual truth that science has been, or spiritual truth that spirituality has been teaching all along, that is the intelligence, the wisdom, the insight, and coming together, we're finding more and more incredible ways that science and spirituality are coming into a oneness. So let's start with the fact that everything is made of matter. And when you look at matter under a microscope, you know what it's doing? It's vibrating. That's right. You've got good vibes. Let me tell you that right now. Turn to the person and say, you've got good vibes. That's right. You've got good vibes. You know, let me tell you that. Y'all are giving off good vibes, because let me tell you this, every cell in your body right now is vibrating and giving off a frequency. Everything about your life, as you breathe, it's vibrating. It's giving off a frequency. Everything, as it vibrates, gives off a frequency for us. How many of you ever had a little tuning fork and you tapped it, boom, and you could feel the frequency? You feel the vibration? Well, exactly that's the way your life is. And your physical being, and this law of vibration says everything is vibrating. So yes, you're vibrating, we're vibrating. We're all, hey, we're having good vibes today. You see, we're vibrating at different speeds or different rates. And this frequency is really, that is something that is just, shall we say, fluid and vibrating through the universe. So now we know about the law of vibration. When we understand that, we can understand the law of attraction, a spiritual law that simply says everything that's vibrating at the same frequency is drawn together, okay? So everything of the same frequency is going to come together. That's why it's so essential that we look to stop and examine, what frequency are we vibrating at? What signals are we giving? Because that's what we're going to be attracting. So when we release these signals and vibrations of fear, when we release these signals of stress and anger or frustration, what are we going to receive? Likes attract likes. They're going to come right back to you. That what you put out is coming right back. It goes in full circle. So that's why we awaken to the power of gratitude. And this is the number one frequency that we can release into our life. Because let me tell you this, the frequency of gratitude is 540 megahertz. It's the same frequency on the chart of frequencies as joy. Wow. Gratitude and joy. Because with joy, you're grateful. And when you're grateful, you're joyous. So you see this wonderful frequency that's there. It's actually above love and just below peace. Wow. What a wonderful place to find ourselves and to share this signal, this vibration that I'm in gratitude and I'm sharing a powerful frequency out, a signal of joy to the world. Christmas season coming around about, and I think we need to sing that song, Joy to the World, because the frequency we're sending out is joy to the world. And as we think about that, we're finding ourselves at this wonderful place that we've risen even above love. Wow. So what does vibrating at the same frequency of gratitude actually do for us? You know what it is? It's this is why it's so essential that you can become grateful for something before you even have it. Now, that's a little challenging for some people to say, wait a minute, how do I become grateful for something when I haven't even got it, you know? I mean, how can I be grateful for a loved one coming into my life when I don't even have a loved one coming into my life? Or how can I be grateful for, a new home when I can't even afford a new home? Or how can I be grateful for any of these things that I put out as desires or prayers or hopes or wishes, and I haven't received them? But you see, when we are proactive and we're offering affirmative gratitude, we're saying, I already know. I already know that I know that I know. It's so. So I'm grateful for it before I even experience it. I'm experiencing that gratitude, and I'm giving out this signal. I'm sharing this wonderful joy. I'm selling out this wonderful frequency. That which I'm putting out of the world is that I am grateful for it, and I haven't even got it yet, but I'm already grateful for it because I just appreciate what is about to transpire, what is about to unfold for me. Now, Greg and I experienced a fire in our home, and we've shared that with you. Fortunately, the structure wasn't damaged, but what's holding up everything is the process of restoration of utilities and getting things cleaned up and moving forward. So it looks like, again, we may be another month in the hotel trying to get settled in, but we're grateful for what is already transpiring and what is yet to come. And in the spirit of gratitude, we feel like we're attracting all kinds of amazing goodness coming into our life. We're experiencing a gratitude that's affirmative, sending out that not in sadness or discouragement or joy. But, let me tell you this. I have found maybe one of the biggest messages that City of Light could ever embrace in all the years I've served as your pastor is that through disasters, we've had the greatest blessings. That which you may think is your worst case scenario, and you're very apt to send out discouraging vibrations or sadness or disappointment, only to find out it has turned around to be your greatest blessing. Years ago, we were in another facility with a roof that leaked. And many of you can remember those days when we set out a garbage can that was limited, seen as a baptismal font, but it was really catching all the rain that was coming down. That was coming because there were so many places where the roof leaked, and we were trying to see ways to get it fixed. And how beautiful it was when tropical storm Ivan came through Atlanta area. People were working on the roof, and they abandoned the project and left their coats and Coke cans and everything, and it washed into the roof drains and clogged the drains, flooded the building, and everything in the building now was 1,000 times worse than what we'd ever thought. Yet the blessing in the midst of it was a total renovation provided by the insurance company. $500,000 poured in, where we had brand new carpeting, everything painted, new roof, many different new features within our sanctuary itself along the chancel area, beautiful renovations. Wow. You see, even in the midst of our worst case scenarios, there's a power of being grateful for what is yet to come because you're attracting to you the highest and best. So this affirmative gratitude is this wonderful energy of anticipation, of saying, I know it's already here, and I am joyous, and I'm filled with a sense of happiness about it. Because when we are consciously practicing gratitude every day. Now, this is an everyday thing, not just Thanksgiving, not just the season of November of gratitude, but truly every single day of our life. What happens is it strengthens actual neural pathways. Science proves this. Strengthens neural pathways within us that to create a permanent sense of joy in your life. Where every day you wake up with joy. You wake up with this wonderful sense of appreciation for life and a gratitude for everything that's about to unfold for you. So I can't tell you how necessary it is for us to practice being this radio announcer, this broadcaster, and that we write our own program of what we want the program to be broadcast out into the world that really speaks of this joy and appreciation and gratitude. Sending out vibes, sending out signals to the world around us that will transform. Let me tell you this, society will be transformed when there is a tipping point of over 50% in a consciousness of headed in one or certain direction. So when we are participants in saying, I want to raise the consciousness of joy, I want to raise the consciousness of abundance, I want to raise the consciousness in my world around me, my community, my city, my state, my nation, my world, I want to raise it all. I want to radiate this signal and let it go forth. You see, it's truly life transforming. How many of you are familiar with the actor Bill Murray? Bill Murray? Yes, Ghostbusters and many other things, Saturday Night Live. Do you know that Bill Murray started out in Chicago at a simple comedy club? A simple comedy club where, you know what, his first night, his opening night, he was a failure. He bombed. And you know what? He left that comedy club and he was so depressed. He thought, I'm no good at what I thought is my career. I'll never get anywhere. I'll never be anything whatsoever. This was so horrific that he actually said, I just want to take my life. It was a moment where he was suicidal. And in Chicago, he felt like, well, I'm going to go to the lake shore, and if I'm going to die, let me die. And if I'm going to commit suicide, let me die by the beautiful waters of Lake Michigan. And he walked towards the lake, and as he walked towards the lake, he was attracted to walk down Michigan Avenue further in. And he began to walk down the street, and as he was walking, he oddly enough came to the Art Institute. And he walked into this gallery showing of the Chicago Institute of Art, and he saw this painting which mesmerized him. It's called the painting of the Song of the Lark. Now, you may not think much about art speaking to us, but in this moment, it spoke to him. You see, the painting, the artist has depicted a peasant girl in the garden or out in a field, and she is planting. And it's sunrise, and up above in the painting is a lark. Now, what's really interesting is that this is a 19th century painting by a French naturalist, and the concept was the English lark, which actually sings as it flies. Now, a lot of our birds around here in North America, they sing when they're perched on a branch. They sing rest in the resting place. But a lark moves and flies over and sings a unique song. And here is this woman. She's planting and thinking about the day ahead and all the chores pictured in this painting of what her life may be. It hasn't even unfolded because it's just sunrise. And yet she's listening to the lark. And you could see the expression on her face as she looks up towards the sky, transfigured by this sound and this bird flying overhead. You know, sounds strange, but he stared at that painting for the longest time. And it began to speak to him. And he began to think about this lark singing the songs on the sounds, offering this vibration, broadcasting the sound of joy early in the morning, a sound of joy that the woman was capturing, that in her task of planting and looking forward to one day having a harvest, joyous before the harvest even came to be, joyous and appreciative of what is yet to come. Bill Murray was so transformed by this. Suddenly this art began to speak to him, that he began to say, you know what, I realize, you know what, there's something more for me in life. And in great gratitude for what I see depicted here, I want to hear the sounds of gratitude. I want to hear the vibrations of gratitude for every single day, good or bad, whatever it may be. And also to have this wonderful experience of knowing that something amazing could be just around the corner if I'm living in the spirit of gratitude. You know what? It changed his life. And he went on to be a great actor and a comedian that we're all familiar with. And he was known for his deadpan delivery in roles ranging from studio comedies to independent dramas. And he became a national presence. You think of all these things that were transformed just by one moment when he paused to look at a piece of art. But it spoke to him. Let me tell you this, the Spirit of God is speaking to you today. And I hope you'll look at it as if it's God's divine art. Because the song of the lark, the joy of God, is resonating, and the signals are permeating this room. If you tune into it, You may be tuned into another station of discouragement and sadness, or you may be tuned into another station of hopelessness or whatever it may be. How about we change the dial? And we tune in to this wonderful song, this vibration of the divine that says, my plans for you are for you to prosper. Jeremiah 31. This beautiful passage that says, my plans for you are for you to prosper in everything you're doing. So the spirit of gratitude then rises within us when we're tuned in and we're receiving those vibes. And when we receive those vibes, we put out those vibes. And before you know it, we become the song of the lark that's singing this wonderful joy that's transformational, that's changing the world. We often talk about being a world changer, and it's not just a cliched phrase. You can be when you choose to broadcast gratitude, affirmative gratitude, gratitude for what you have, gratitude for what is yet to come, gratitude and appreciation that sends forth a signal of joy that will change the world of discouragement to a world that's anticipating the highest and best in their spiritual journey. Today, you are a broadcaster. Choose to broadcast this wonderful signal of gratitude. Tune into the frequency and allow us to be world transformers, as today we are people of gratitude. Amen. So we are so grateful for the abundance and goodness of God that we get a chance to demonstrate exactly what we believe by having an opportunity to give a portion of that back. And we know that that which we sow, we also reap. So we're pulling this into a full cycle into our lives. So we encourage you as our ushers come by to share generously. We appreciate it. Those of you who are joining us through our social media program, we really appreciate you tuning in to be with us. We encourage you that if you can be of great support to us, we would love to hear from you. And there are various different ways in which you can make a contribution. You can go to our website at www.cityoflightatlanta.com, or you can Zelle your gift, and the information is going across the screen now for you. There are various different ways. We appreciate your generosity and support of this ministry. Thank you so much for being with us as part of the community of City of Light. Let us give generously. Now, if you recognize the song, Someone's Knocking at the Door. What's knocking at the door today is the spirit of gratitude. And when we let it in, it transforms us. That's knocking at the door is knock, knock, knock. Joy wants to come into your life. Transformation wants to happen. As well as that which you're sending out, it's knocking on everyone else's door. Whatever you're sending out, it's out there. And we want to make sure that what we're doing is celebrating the spirit of gratitude as a frequency of joy radiating from our innermost being that's transforming the world around us. When we do, what is the end result but this perfect peace? We sing of it, this peace that begins within each and every one of us. Let's join together in this closing chorus.
Yes. There is peace on earth, and yes, it begins in me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. United all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every step I take, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins in me.
Let's pray together. The sweet, sweet spirit of the divine presence of God is flowing through us right now. We recognize it. We claim that goodness and that very frequency that's all around us. We are tuned in to receive it, and we are allowing that to be the message that we broadcast to the world around us. So in this moment, we speak this blessing for everyone, that this is a week of great gratitude, of a frequency that's being expressed in a conscious way to anyone that we encounter, that they may experience the joy of the divine goodness, that we are so blessed every single day. We are so blessed. And the good vibes that we're sharing are these vibes of recognition of all that goodness. So with that, we claim this gift. We claim this awareness. We claim this blessing of a greater understanding of the power of gratitude at work as we release these words saying together, and so it is.
To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins in me.
Thank you again for those of you who are joining us through our social media program. We're delighted that you're here with us each and every week. We want to welcome those people who are viewing us throughout the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever day that you're tuning in. We appreciate it. And from around the world, we want to say thank you to those who are tuning in from the Philippines and from Indonesia, from those who are reaching out from Europe and Africa. We appreciate that we become an international program of goodness and ministry. And along with that, we appreciate each and every one who's gathered in this room. So with that, we want to go in God's goodness and blessing as we are appreciative for the food we're about to take. We're already saying thank you and appreciation. We're expressing gratitude for this delicious meal before we even taste it. We're in this affirmative gratitude spirit for all of the blessings that God has bestowed upon us as we go in God's peace. God bless you. We'll see you next week. God bless you. Let's go and dine together.